And there used to be a front door here, and I had walkway, and then I had decks going all the way down here.
While he was in Iraq trying to help the U.S. win a war, James Hurley learned that back home in Michigan he was losing his house. Today he walks around the property that used to belong to him with a mixture of nostalgia and anger.
Everything right there I've put on.
This is Mark Scheffler for the New York Times. Hurley's old house is on a wooded 2.5-acre location overlooking a river near the small town of Hartford, Michigan. It's the first time he has set foot here since 2004, just before he was deployed to Iraq. While he was serving overseas, he knew he was falling behind on his payments, but he thought he was protected. When he returned home over a year later, he found that his house had not only been foreclosed on, it had also been resold to someone else.
Well, I wish it was all still mine. It was mine at the time I left. They shouldn't have never took it. It should still be mine today.
A judge has already ruled that the foreclosure by Deutsche Bank and an entity called Saxon Mortgage Services was illegal under a law called the Service Members Civil Relief Act, or SCRA, which protects military personnel from foreclosures. Now, Hurley and his attorney Matt Cooper are awaiting their day in court. They're seeking damages that Deutsche Bank says it isn't obligated to pay.
The SCRA says those damages are available. And why wouldn't they be? The SCRA was drafted by Congress to protect our men and women in the military.
Hurley now lives in another house several miles away. He says that his credit score was damaged by the foreclosure and that the stress of the eviction affected his marriage. His wife is currently living in Texas.
If I leave my regular home, I should come home to my regular home. Not to a place that's 3 times smaller.
Just a majestic river running through it.
Both Deutsche Bank and Saxon have stated in legal documents that James Hurley is entitled to no more than the fair market value of his house, or about $76,000. But Matt Cooper argues that compensation should go well beyond that.
He's lost everything. His home, all his possessions, his wife, the 2 girls he was going to adopt. What has he lost? He's lost everything.
Cooper and Hurley will argue their case before a jury in March. Meanwhile, Hurley says he's still trying to get his life back in order. He has medical issues stemming from his tour of duty in Iraq, where he served as a mechanic with the Michigan National Guard. He's currently unemployed and says finding a job is tough with his disabilities.
You got people with a lot of money up here, and you got somebody down here that's barely making money to pay what they want, and they're like, we can squash you, and they're trying to squash me.
And his old house seems out of reach at this point. The current owners say they don't want to sell, but that doesn't mean Hurley has stopped thinking about it.
It's kind of like a nightmare. It's just I ain't woke up yet. Because I still think about the other place. I still drive by it. And to my point of view, it ain't right.